Hello, today we'll cover the best airdrops which you can farm in July using bridges. So it's a bridge airdrop farming strategy. We're starting with Debridge. It seems that there is a very good chance for Debridge to drop their token in July. In order to gain a good place in the leaderboard, I would say between 20,000 and 30,000 per wallet it's a good number currently. It might go slightly higher, so around 30k it should be very fine. In terms of capital movement, we're starting with base and we're moving money to Linea. Now Linea will be dropping their airdrop. They are a little bit slow, they're milking their users, but they will be dropping. It's one of the biggest which we are still expecting in 2024. Regarding base, there is this ongoing argument in the hunters world, let's say, in the airdrop hunter world, that some say base is not gonna drop, some say base is going to drop, some say that base need to move their company in order to drop airdrop. I mean, there is this ongoing argument. The way I see it, I prefer to have activity on base because base is cheap in general as a network, so I prefer to have some activity on base, and if they drop an airdrop, at least I'll have some activity and get good allocation and not miss out. So the way I see it, I can spend like $100-200 making this activity. It's not gonna harm me. If they don't drop, okay, but if they do drop this $100-200 worth of activity in the gas which I'm gonna pay to make this activity, are gonna guarantee for me a good allocation. So about Debridge, here you have to make a small amount transactions, because for 0.001 you get 380 points. If you move 0.001, for example, which is way bigger amount, you're gonna get like 15 points more. So small amounts, and you can do like 2, 3, 4 bridges here and then proceed to the next bridge if you want to move a little bit bigger amount. So we are moving our capital from base to Linea. For that, we're gonna spend around I didn't know, with $3 and something for gas. It's okay, we're gonna gain 380 points, all good. After that, we're moving to the next bridge target, which is Owlto. They're also going to do airdrop. Now our capital is on Linea, and this is our second target as a network, and the third target as a network is Scroll. In my personal opinion, Scroll is going to become even hotter airdrop target as network, because they have those mark sessions now. It's currently, we closed 0 now, currently it's session 1. I'm starting right now to farm my marks here, but we're definitely not late. I believe Scroll is going to be very hot. They will do amazing airdrop in my opinion. So about Owlto, you also have this daily check-in, but first do the bridge, the transaction, and then go and do your check-in. You can do your check-in in all those networks. Depending on what you're farming, you can choose Linea and check in from Linea. The fee is very small, so do the check-in. But it's important to do the transaction before you do the check-in, because if you do the check-in before a transaction, you'll get 2 points. And if you do it after you make a transaction here, you get 5 times more, which is 10. Now 10 points are not a lot, but they're way more than 2 points. Now, depending on what you're doing, if you're doing 3 transactions in Debridge, you can move here and do 0.002 or 0.003, depending on what you're moving, or proceed with small transactions, whatever. The bridges care about the fees you are paying, not the amounts you're moving. But on the other hand, you're also farming other networks like Linea, Base, Scroll, etc. So there the amounts do matter in some cases. That's why it's going to be up to you, the capital, up to your pocket, the capital you're going to be moving. So we are moving our money from Linea to Scroll. We're switching to Scroll, we're confirming the transaction, 380 points. Fees here are even smaller, and we wait for our transactions. And we wait for our transaction to be confirmed. And then we're moving to the third bridge, which is Jumper Exchange. Now, Jumper Exchange, some people are ignoring this one, and I think it's quite important. They will also do airdrop, so we're farming that bridge as well. And here, our money currently are on Scroll. So here we need to make a decision, and that decision will depend on what we are farming. If you're farming Mode Season 2, you can move from Scroll to Mode. If you're farming Blast, you can move to Blast. Or maybe Mantle is going to get hotter now, or maybe you can go even outside and go to Solana. It will really depend on you. For the purpose of the video, let's say we are farming Mode Season 2, which I do farm a Mode Season 2, by the way. And then we review the breach, and we're gonna get a little bit of loss here. That's a warning message, but we don't care. We want to pay the fees. And this is the example video, as I said, because the amount is small and like the fees like almost the amount. That's why the warning message did pop up. So here we are bridging from scroll to mod, and then we are moving to orbiter, which are also doing an airdrop. And here we have our money on mod now, and we can now take the decision to close the circle and move our funds from mod to blast and then start over from Debridge, or we can choose to extend our strategy and maybe from mod to, let's say, we also farm blast season 2, which I'm not planning to do, but let's pretend. If we want to extend the strategy, you can send from mod to blast here and add another bridge, which can be retro bridge. And then here, if you want to close your strategy and start all over, you're going to send to base. Or if not, maybe you can go to Taiko, which is going to is becoming a hot target. I'm not gonna lie. I'm planning to maybe include Taiko in my rotation and then send from blast to Taiko. And then you need another bridge to close your strategy. By the way, retro bridge is also probably gonna do an airdrop, and also Rhino finance. So let's say here on Rhino we have our money on Taiko and we wanna finally close our strategy, and we're moving from Taiko to base, and then we're moving back to Debridge, and we're starting all over. How you can do that strategy? Well, you can decide your capital, maybe $100 or whatever you want to do, not financial advice, and then start with those $100, and you do this rotation every day or every second day or every third day. I would say you need at least 3 unique weeks and 2 unique months, so you have to spread that out. But you do that rotation until your $100 are pretty much spent in terms of gas. And that's the strategy, and those are the hottest bridges. But you can, extend that strategy and add your bridge which you like and a network which you like. The idea of the video is to serve as example, so you can get the point and understand how airdrop hunters are doing this. And if you think it's over, no, it's not over. And now I'm gonna give you another life hack. There's an app which is called Superform, and it's amazing. Now here, let me show you my activity. This is something I did in the past. So you have this on explore, you have these votes here, okay? In activity, you can see I have made a deposit in a vote, and that vote transaction went through Alloy, Base, Optimism. The source was Ethereum in terms of token, and then we used Stargate, Layer 0, Hyperlane, 1inch, Base, Layer 0, Hyperlane, Optimism. It's crazy. It's one-click multi airdrop qualifier. And then if you go to portfolio and see my vote, then you can press withdraw, and you can select the token and the chain you want to withdraw, and it can be a different token, can be different chain, so you can kind of do another transaction which will go throughout different networks and throughout different bridges to act as another airdrop multi-qualifier. So it's Superform is crazy. You can go to explore. By the way, I'll leave all the links in the description together with all the steps, so don't worry. After you watch the video, go refer to the description and you can just follow the steps there and use it as a reminder. Now, I'm not gonna deep dive in this one. I might do a dedicated video on Superform because it's just an amazing platform which you can use as a life hack, really one click. The point is that you can choose something, make some research and choose something, and then press deposit. It's gonna appear up here, and then select the token. You can select any chain and then any token, but we have base selected, so let's click on base ETH, and down here it's going to calculate the estimated fees. Well, it's not showing. In most cases it's gonna show the fees here, so it's if I'm telling you this because with some pools it's very high fees, so avoid them obviously. But if you click here, you can pretty much get the point that we are paying like a little bit less than $2 in terms of fees, as far as I understand. And yes, that's something interesting which you can use. Let's try this just on a quick example. Let's see Arbitrum, and we're gonna use base again and the amount. So as you can see here, we're gonna pay $2 in terms of fees, and you can look around and check different votes and make some transactions. Don't be afraid to test out things. Then you can go to your portfolio and withdraw, and then pick a different network and explore different routes, and you can come up even with your own strategy. So Superform, just want to tell you about it. I have spoken about this one in my previous videos, but honestly, I haven't really given this one a focus, and it was a major qualifier for me for a layer 0. So, I mean, yeah, it deserves the attention. Okay, that's it. That's the idea. As you can see, it's crazy strategy. You can farm like 10, 12 airdrops with this strategy. We can farm Debridge, Owlto, Jumper, and Orbiter as bridges, and you can also add Retro and Rhino if you decide to. And then as networks, you can farm Scroll, Base, Linea. You can add also Mold and Blast, the second seasons, and you can also farm the interoperability layer Hyperland, which is quite hot as well. It's crazy. You get the idea. You have to allocate some capital, and pretty much we need to spend gas fees to accumulate activity points, and then those points will turn into our airdrops, and our hope is that the airdrops will be way bigger than the amount of fees we are spending making those bridge transactions. So if we, let's say, spend 500 worth of fees, we aim to get 5-10k worth of airdrops at least. And from what we have seen thus far in the airdrop field, I mean the last year, the returns with some projects can be way higher than that. It's a beautiful, a little bit less risky way to make money with crypto. Of course, make your own research, your decisions. And that's it with this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Join my Discord, there is a link in the description of the video, and I'll see you all with the next one.